Well, I got an amazing night's sleep. I was actually meant to go out last night, but I really wasn't feeling like being sociable and I didn't feel great. But I decided to just plan my day ahead and get a good night's sleep and then have the things in place I needed to in the morning to sort of get me going. So what that looked like for me is I keep my dump journal like next to the bed. So as soon as I wake up, I can write out whatever I'm feeling. If it's crappy, if I've had weird dreams, whatever it is, I just kind of empty it. And then I kind of just wander down the hall. Then I have things already set up from the night before of what I got to do this morning. So I throw my toast in, cook that, make my breakfast, and then I've got some probiotic drink. Well, I mean it's a yogurt drink, but it's delicious. And then I've discovered that if I put my greens and my little packets into orange juice, I don't really taste it. And so that's an option for me to get it down, is to just shoot it in a small amount of orange juice, and it's working. I'm getting it in, so that feels good. I never used to eat breakfast, and although I've been leaving my food a lot, this is the one that I sort of force myself to get in, because if I don't, the supplements and all that actually make me nauseous, so I can't really eat those on an empty stomach. So you gotta find something that works. So I usually force myself to at least eat half a slice of toast before I then get in my books. And I first look at my plan, what I planned out last night, and I make sure, and I've it just looks like a scribble, but you can see it's like itemized down with like my AM routine, what I'm doing for my health today, what I'm gonna do work-wise, and then what I'm gonna do for my spiritual side, and then what am I gonna learn today. Then finally my evening, which is, sort of like my review, plan and set up for the next day. So I've been doing that every day. And that's, I found that I was doing it at the end of the day. Sometimes the end of the day gets nuts or I'm out or something like that. So I've started to plan it throughout the day of what I want for the next day. So that way it is when I'm in my good mindset, I make my plan. And so even when I wake up feeling crap, I kind of have my steps put in place. And usually by the time I get through the first step, I'm actually feeling pretty good. And when it comes to like the health part of it, if I have a workout class or something like that, I put it in there. If I have, it also includes my supplements, my sort of menu, what I'm going to eat that day. And then when it gets to, and then I usually add something physical. So if it's my workout, if not, it's a walk. And then sometimes I'd even combine that, like I'm meeting up with a friend tomorrow, so that'll be like my walk, and I'll also be kind of on the spiritual side, because I know that her and I are going to have some pretty good discussions, because she's been through some of this too. So so that's the plan. And then I head right into my, pull an angel card, start looking at my gratitude, and then I get on with my day. And that's kind of how it's been going. I'd say it's kind of morphed over time. That's what I've ended up at. It's kind of hitting, and I love it. So I feel like we're winning in this department, and the planning, setting the intention ahead of time, and kind of laying out the things that are hard to do, because I don't like the supplements at all, and that's something I absolutely need. So I'm laying them out ahead of time. They're sitting there reminding me constantly, and that's kind of what I'm doing. Yesterday when I went to pull my angel card, 2 pump flew out of the deck, so I figured they were meant for me, and they mean so much to me actually that I'm having a hard time putting them back in the deck so I can pull for today. But I'll insert an image so you can get up close with them. But gosh, these are like almost answering the 2 questions I came here with, like what's my purpose, and there it is. They're like answering that question, so they feel like pretty special to me. So I'm having a hard time putting them back in the deck, because I feel like this is a message I need to hold on to. Why is it that when you have a product run out, then you have another one and another one? I've been using these new things I got from Trini London. Trini was the original What Not to Wear girl in London, and then they took that show and took it around the world. So What Not to Wear in the US was a different couple people, but same story, same concept. Well, Trini is 58 years old, I want to say. She looks incredible and hasn't had any like actual work done, if you like, besides these kind of anti-aging products and maybe like some of the aesthetic things that I do, but you know, no surgery, she hasn't really done a lot of any even laser work, but her skin is incredible, and she has a makeup and product line really aimed at, you know, at our type of skin, especially as you start to age. And I do like to just try out different things, even though I have product that I love, and I've been so pleased with it. But especially she's added a lot of peptides to things, which you don't see a lot of. And peptides are your proteins for your skin, and we desperately need it. We stop producing collagen quite early on, and so that's when your skin starts to lose its strength. And if you have had any acne or anything, that's when your scars start to look more dominant, because they are, you know, that skin gets loose, and so it's not stretched over it anymore. If you think about, you know, for the ladies, when you're young, you could be overweight and your skin on your legs is still pretty tight and looks all right. You just look nice and curvy. But as you get older, your skin starts to be compromised, and then you see the dimpling and the wrinkling around the knees and stuff like that. So that's the stuff where peptides are what you need. It's kind of like the proteins for your skin. And so really bummed because Plump Up ran out. Bounce Back ran out. I have to order this from England, so it takes a little while. And then my eye cream ran out, and I have people ask me about eye creams a lot. Do you really need them? Can I just put my moisturizer on my eyes? And the thing is no, most moisturizers are too heavy and they weigh down your skin, or they just sit on the surface. And you do need something that's light enough that it can actually penetrate. And there's usually two different types of an eye cream, and sometimes one that combines the two. But if you suffer with dark circles, especially, you get a little bit of purpling in here, there's many factors that cause that. It can be genetic, you're just born with it, you've always had it. And so I always ask people that, have you had this since you were young? And then I'll ask them, does it come and go, get better and worse? Because if it gets better and worse, it's usually down to dehydration. And so that's when moisture, plumping, drinking water, all these things can help. So you'll see them dark circles are a lot more intense after a heavy night of drinking or something. And then as you get hydrated, they start to fade. But the other thing is this skin here does thin out as we get older. And so what you have in between the veins and the vascular and the surface is getting thinner, so you're able to see the purple more. And so that's when your peptides and the things that help to build that skin tissue and keep it stronger, that's how it helps. Now, it's hard when you're starting this, when you're already having all the problems. Most of these things will be more effective if you do them consistently, just like, you know, you brush your teeth consistently rather than you go to the dentist, you get everything fixed, but now you got false teeth, you know. So that's kind of it. It's consistency is the cure. So some eye creams come with things that address the vascularity, but most eye creams, here's my other one I like, where is it? This one's by Elastin. And the others will address that crepiness, they're moisturizing, there's usually some peptides, there's all sorts of things in there. So in the end, people say, what do you know about this product? What do you know about that? You really just need to understand the ingredients and what the ingredients will do to the skin. And then you need to look at how much of that ingredient is in that product, and is it pure or is it a trace? Because something can say it has vitamin C in it, but maybe it has it's so far down the list that it's not going to do anything for you. And then it's like, well, how was the molecule delivered? Okay, I started to get nerdy then, but I do get excited. But that's how you know if you're getting bang for your buck. So these Trini London products sounded great on paper. She definitely has the skin, and that's where I look at it. When somebody is making a product not to make money initially, but they're saying, I need something for me, I'm going to develop it, produce it, and now that I know it's awesome, I'm going to share it to other people. It's not hard to sell something that's awesome. It's hard to sell something, everyone will buy your thing once if you have a good sales pitch, but they won't rebuy it unless it did what you said it's going to do. And that's what I found with these products. They've sold it to me very pretty and really good marketing. I've used it, I've emptied it, and I now like, oh, can't wait to refill it. And that's how I've been with products. So don't get set into like, oh, this brand is excellent, I'm going to stay with this brand, because some brands, they have one or two products that are excellent, and then they fill out their regimen of, well, we need a bit of everything, but really their heavy hitters were the first two that they developed. So there's several brands out there that I swear by, I go back to. You know, funny story time, a couple of times I've had a little sleepover at my house. Thank goodness I've given my husband really good product, because then I just snag it when I'm there. So yeah, there's a trick. Make sure you leave good product with your friends, because then if ever you're at their house, you can get good stuff if you need to wash your face. But yeah, it's a good day. I'm heading out to brunch with some friends of mine. I realised I just spilled something, so I had to wipe it off. But heading out for brunch with some friends. Just had a group therapy. Find yourself, your tribe, your people. I should say that word, that triggers. Find your people who got your back no matter what. Actually, not no matter what. The ones who'll call you out on your bullshit, but still ride with you when you go through the hard shit. Find those people, because we all need them. You know, sometimes even when you have a plan, there's a twist, something changes, and you got to roll with it. And that's what happened today. And I've had my amazing friends over. I'll just put a little thing in. But something I want to share, because I know people are invested and interested in this and the outcome, at least. But I feel like there's people who want to solve your problem for you. But what that does is it almost makes light of it. Like, I can handle this, so I'm going to give you my advice. And what I'm learning is that we all have everything inside us to handle our own problems. And sometimes we just need someone to walk with us and say, you got this. I see you got this. And as you solve your own problems and come up with your own plans, you actually build your own ability to do hard things without the fear. There are things that I was debilitated by the first week of this challenge that now I don't even think about, and it's only been a couple of weeks. And then there's other things that I thought, okay, I got this down. And then, no, you don't. You're reminded regularly that you don't, and you get like shocked into realizing that you don't. So the best thing I can say that I've learned from this is I can trust myself to take care of myself, and that if I have someone around me that's in need or struggling, that I can trust that they can also take care of their self. And my role in that is to say, I'm right here. I'm right here with you as you take care of your own self. That I don't need to take the burden. I don't need to try to fix it or come up with a solution or give it anything beyond saying, I'm right here. If you need something, ask me for it. But I trust that you got this, and I'm going to help you in that regard, to know that you're not on your own, that you can do the hard things. And I think for me, it started out just even like with an angel card, right? But then realizing the amount of people that are willing to help, and I reject that. Like, I don't want your help. I don't need your help. When really you do need help, but you don't need necessarily them to do anything. But by them saying, hey, I care about you, I see you, that was helping. And if I'm rejecting that, I don't want to hear it, then that's something I need to figure out too. So I put that on my little things I need to work out with my therapy, you know. So yeah, so it's been a good day again, and now I get to go. It's my turn to make family dinner with Boyd. So we've already talked about what we're doing, and so I'll head there, and hopefully I remember to record something. I've realized I live in the moment. I'm not someone who really has my camera out a lot. If it is a fun event, usually someone else is taking video or pictures, and I'm like, oh, I'll snag that off of them later. But trying to, just for the nature of this. But then I realize this is my video diary that I'll be able to rewatch and see kind of like where I came from, how I developed, and maybe I'll see patterns of things that I need to check on. So that's really the reason I keep trying to talk to myself. It's like just like my little video diary, I suppose.